The first human civilization, Mesopotamia. Hello. Today I'd like to share with you a fascinating story about Mesopotamian civilization, the great opening act of human civilization, and truly an epic birthplace of human history. It's no exaggeration to say that many of the conveniences and cultural richness we enjoy today began right here. Let's explore together the amazing secrets of how humanity's first civilization blossomed and developed. Join me on a journey into the mysterious world of ancient Mesopotamia. First, let's examine what kind of place Mesopotamia actually was. Mesopotamia means land between two rivers in Greek. The two rivers referred to here are the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Located between these two rivers, in what is now Iraq, this place was the cradle of ancient civilization and an important turning point in human history. The vast crescent-shaped fertile plains became the decisive backdrop for the agricultural revolution, which played a crucial role in humanity's transition to settled life and the construction of civilization. As agricultural productivity dramatically increased, thanks to the fertile soil, people no longer needed to wander in search of food. They settled in one place and secured surplus production. This laid the decisive foundation for population growth, the evolution of villages into cities, and ultimately the birth of civilizations with complex social structures. Mesopotamia began to ignite the flames of brilliant civilization around 3500 BCE. This was a period when humanity escaped from wild existence to form organized societies and achieve amazing inventions and innovations. The beginning of this civilization was truly an epic event that fundamentally changed human history. One of the greatest features of Mesopotamian civilization was the birth of city-states. The Sumerians built massive city-states such as Ur, Uruk, Lagash, and Nippur. Each city-state had its own independent political system, and religion centered around powerful kings and priests. These cities were more than just places where people gathered to live. They were humanity's first true metropolises, equipped with complex administrative systems and sophisticated irrigation facilities. Uruk in particular was overwhelming in scale. Around 3000 BCE, its population reached an astounding 50,000 people, suggesting it was an unimaginably large city for its time. At the center of the city stood a massive ziggurat, which served as a religious and political center where sacrifices were offered to the gods, and prayers were made for the city's prosperity. The ziggurat was a massive step tower built of bricks, with a magnificent appearance that seemed to reach the sky, surely inspiring awe in the people of that time. These massive structures are clear evidence of the Sumerians' outstanding architectural skills and organizational capabilities. When discussing Mesopotamian civilization, one absolutely cannot leave out humanity's first writing system, cuneiform. Cuneiform was a script the Sumerians created by making wedge-shaped marks on clay tablets with reed styluses, initially used primarily for commercial purposes, such as recording quantities of grain or numbers of livestock. It gradually developed to record various fields including law, history, and literature. The invention of cuneiform brought revolutionary changes to humanity. The ability to record and transmit information meant that knowledge could accumulate and be passed down to the next generation. This led to the enactment of laws, increased administrative efficiency, and the development of complex ideas. Without cuneiform, the remarkable development of Mesopotamian civilization would have been impossible. One of the most famous literary works recorded in cuneiform is the Epic of Gilgamesh. This is an epic dealing with the adventures and friendship of the ancient Mesopotamian hero Gilgamesh and his quest regarding death, and is considered one of humanity's first major literary works. The Epic of Gilgamesh allows us to glimpse the worldview, values, and deep anguish about life and death of the Mesopotamian people of that time. Another overwhelming achievement of Mesopotamian civilization was the birth of legal codes. Among these, the Code of Hammurabi, created by King Hammurabi of Babylonia, is recognized as humanity's first written law. Well known for the principle an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, this code consists of approximately 282 articles, containing specific regulations to maintain social order and realize justice. The Code of Hammurabi was a very progressive legal system for its time, varying the severity of punishment according to social status and the gravity of the crime. This code played a crucial role in solving the complex problems of ancient society and promoting the stability and prosperity of the community. The discovery of the Code of Hammurabi is important evidence showing how organized and systematic Mesopotamian society was at the time, and it had a tremendous influence on later legal systems. Additionally, the Mesopotamians left remarkable achievements in astronomy and mathematics. They observed the moon's movements to divide the year into 12 months, and used a base 60 system dividing the day into 24 hours, 1 hour into 60 minutes, and 1 minute into 60 seconds. This sexagesimal system became the foundation of the modern time system, and the division of a circle into 360 degrees also began in Mesopotamia. In this way, the Mesopotamians observed the stars in the night sky and worked hard to predict the accurate times and seasons needed for agriculture and religious ceremonies. Their outstanding observational skills and mathematical thinking led to the development of astrology and astronomy, which were considered very important knowledge in the ancient world. Mesopotamian civilization developed through the rise and fall of various civilizations. Following Sumerian civilization, powerful states, such as the Akkadian Empire, Babylonian Empire, and Assyrian Empire alternately dominated this region. They each developed unique cultures and technologies, while adding to the diversity and richness of Mesopotamian civilization. Sargon the Great of the Akkadian Empire is recorded as the figure who built humanity's first empire, and his conquest activities had extensive influence throughout the Mesopotamian region. The Babylonian Empire is famous for the Code of Hammurabi, and Nebuchadnezzar II of the Neo-Babylonian Empire adorned the city with magnificent structures like the Hanging Gardens. The Assyrian Empire dominated vast territories with powerful military force and an efficient administrative system, leading the golden age of Mesopotamian civilization. All these civilizations contributed to human development while influencing each other. Mesopotamian civilization eventually ended its independent history when conquered by the Persian Empire, but the legacy they left made an indelible mark on human history. Writing, law, astronomy, mathematics, architectural techniques, countless knowledge and technologies invented and developed in Mesopotamia became the foundation of modern Western civilization through Greece and Rome, fundamentally transforming human life. As agricultural technology developed and food production stabilized, humanity was finally able to settle and form complex societies. Surplus production promoted trade and led to the accumulation of wealth, which brought about the birth of specialized occupations and social stratification. Urban development increased the need for various social functions such as administrative systems, security maintenance, and public works, which led to the birth of centralized power in the state. The irrigation systems developed by the Mesopotamians played a crucial role in maximizing agricultural productivity by efficiently drawing water from the Tigris and Euphrates rivers to supply agricultural land. Abundant harvests were possible even in dry climates. This went beyond simply solving food problems, raising the need for large-scale public works, requiring the mobilization of large labor forces and sophisticated planning. In this process, the role of leaders became more important, resulting in strengthened social cooperation and organizational capacity. All of these became the decisive stepping stones for laying the foundation of human civilization. The history of Mesopotamian civilization teaches us many lessons: human wisdom in overcoming and utilizing the natural environment, the importance of laws and institutions for maintaining social order, and the invention of writing for the accumulation and transmission of knowledge. All of these were the driving forces that led human development. Their challenges and successes laid the foundation for the world we live in today, and traces of their legacy remain throughout our lives even now. In this way, Mesopotamian civilization left epic footprints, worthy of the modifier first for humanity. It's no exaggeration to say that far more things than we can imagine began right here in Mesopotamia. Even at this moment, new discoveries are constantly being made at Mesopotamian archaeological sites, reminding us once again of the mystery and greatness of ancient civilization. I'm already filled with anticipation about what other amazing facts will be revealed. Now, to explore Mesopotamian civilization more deeply, let's look in more detail at the major civilizations of each era and their unique contributions. Mesopotamia was more than just a geographical designation. It was a melting pot of complex civilizations, where numerous peoples and cultures intersected and interacted. The first to flourish civilization in this fertile land were the Sumerians, who began appearing around 3500 BCE. The Sumerians can be said to be the true pioneers and forerunners of Mesopotamian civilization. They constructed complex and sophisticated irrigation canal systems, utilizing the abundant water of the Tigris-Euphrates River Valley. These irrigation facilities were essential for storing water during flood periods and efficiently supplying it to farmland during dry periods, securing stable agricultural production. This enabled the Sumerian region to achieve phenomenal development. in agricultural productivity, which became a decisive factor in promoting population growth, and the birth of cities. Sumerian city-states such as Ur, Uruk, Lagash, and Nippur went beyond simple residences to become political, economic, religious, and cultural centers equipped with complex social systems. Each city-state had its own king and governing system, and sometimes engaged in competition to integrate surrounding areas and expand their influence. At the center of cities, magnificent ziggurats were erected and dedicated to the gods, which were structures symbolizing the city's authority and status beyond religious importance. The construction of ziggurats is evidence of the Sumerians' excellent architectural skills and organizational capacity to mobilize large-scale manpower. The emergence of such city-states meant that, for the first time in human history, a state-form political organization appeared, which became an important cornerstone for later development into empires. Moreover, the Sumerians created great inventions that would remain in human history. Among these, cuneiform stands out as a particularly notable achievement. Starting as pictographs, it gradually became more abstract and simplified, developing into wedge-shaped characters. Cuneiform was mainly inscribed on clay tablets, which greatly contributed to enhancing the permanence and preservation of records. The invention of cuneiform went beyond being a tool for recording information, enabling systematic accumulation and transmission of knowledge to promote the development of various fields, including law, literature, science, and religion. Great literary works like the Epic of Gilgamesh could be passed down to this day because they were recorded in cuneiform. Thanks to this recording culture, cuneiform became the decisive medium for transmitting Sumerian culture to later civilizations. Another important invention by the Sumerians was the wheel. The invention of the wheel was used to make carts and chariots, bringing revolutionary changes to transportation technology. It enabled efficient transportation of heavy loads and allowed rapid troop movements during warfare, having an enormous impact across society. Additionally, they developed a sophisticated calendar system based on the sexagesimal system, dividing the year into 12 months and the day into 24 hours, presenting the prototype of the modern concept of time. Based on astronomical knowledge, they predicted solar and lunar eclipses and observed constellations to determine agricultural timing and religious ceremonies. In this way, the Sumerians' original inventions and knowledge played a crucial role in laying the foundation of human civilization. After Sumerian civilization flourished, new, powerful forces emerged in the Mesopotamian region to compete for dominance. The first among these was the Akkadian Empire. Around 2300 BCE, Sargon the Great, leader of the Akkadians, conquered the Sumerian city-states and built humanity's first unified empire encompassing all of Mesopotamia. The emergence of Sargon the Great marked a very important turning point in Mesopotamian history. Based on outstanding military capabilities and political acumen, he integrated vast territories and established a centralized governing system. The Akkadian Empire ruled Mesopotamia for about 200 years, inheriting and developing Sumerian culture while widely disseminating the Akkadian language and cuneiform, contributing to achieving cultural unity. After the fall of the Akkadian Empire, Mesopotamia experienced a period of chaos, fragmenting again into multiple city-states. But powerful new civilizations emerged from this chaos. The most prominent among these was the Babylonian Empire, particularly the Old Babylonian Empire during King Hammurabi's reign is remembered as one of the most brilliant periods in Mesopotamian history. King Hammurabi reunified the Mesopotamian region and built a strong centralized system. His greatest achievement was the compilation of the Code of Hammurabi. This code is the oldest and most complete written law in human history, showing how systematic the state's efforts were to maintain social order and realize justice. The Code of Hammurabi contained various regulations covering all aspects of social life, including inheritance, marriage, contracts, and crimes, and particularly emphasized the proportionality of crime and punishment through the principle, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. While reflecting the complex class structure of society at the time, this code greatly contributed to social integration by providing a unified legal system applicable to all citizens. King Hammurabi not only enacted laws, but also promoted large-scale irrigation projects to increase agricultural productivity and devoted efforts to the development of culture and learning. Under his rule, Babylon prospered as the economic and cultural center of Mesopotamia. After the fall of the Babylonian Empire, another powerful empire, Assyria, emerged in northern Mesopotamia. The Assyrians adopted iron culture early, and raised a standing army armed with powerful iron weapons. Based on ruthless and efficient military force, they built a massive empire encompassing not only all of Mesopotamia but also Egypt and Asia Minor. The Assyrian Empire was notorious for brutal conquest wars, but, at the same time, it efficiently governed the vast empire by constructing an excellent administrative system and road network. In the capital Nineveh, they built a large library to collect and preserve important documents from Sumer and Babylonia, playing an important role in transmitting Mesopotamian cultural heritage to later generations. Assyrian rule was based on fear politics, but their cultural and technological achievements made important contributions to the development of Mesopotamian civilization. After the fall of the Assyrian Empire, the Neo-Babylonian Empire emerged, briefly recreating the glory of ancient Babylonia. Particularly, Nebuchadnezzar II led the empire's golden age and transformed Babylon into the world's most magnificent city. He constructed grand and beautiful structures like the Hanging Gardens, and rebuilt the massive ziggurat known as the Tower of Babel, Temenanke, to display the city's grandeur. Though a short period, the Neo-Babylonian Empire was a time when Mesopotamian civilization's artistic and architectural capabilities were elevated to their peak. However, this prosperity was short-lived, and around the 6th century BCE, Mesopotamia ended its independent history with the emergence of the powerful Persian Empire. The Persian Empire integrated vast territories, including Mesopotamia, to build a world empire, and thereafter Mesopotamia came under the rule of various foreign powers, including Greece and Rome. However, Mesopotamian civilization deeply influenced the culture of these rulers, and played an important role as the root of Western civilization. The legacy of Mesopotamian civilization is truly astounding. The writing law and scientific technology they left fundamentally changed human ways of thinking and living. Cuneiform revolutionized the way information was recorded and shared, and the Code of Hammurabi established the role of the state in maintaining social order and realizing justice. Astronomical and mathematical knowledge became essential tools for understanding and predicting natural phenomena, becoming the cornerstone of later scientific development. Additionally, technological inventions like the wheel, plow, and irrigation facilities dramatically improved agricultural productivity and increased the efficiency of transportation and trade, solidifying the material foundation of human civilization. Mesopotamian civilization first presented humanity with the concept of city, bringing complex social structures, specialized occupations, and class stratification. This showed that humanity could no longer remain in simple hunting and gathering life but could form organized and systematic communities. To develop culture, Mesopotamian religious beliefs and mythology also had a great influence on later religion and literature. The Epic of Gilgamesh includes a great flood story, which shows similarities to the biblical story of Noah's Ark and allows us to glimpse the common mythological elements of the ancient Near East. Such myths and religions played an important role in forming the worldview of people at the time and giving meaning to life. Looking at the history of Mesopotamia, we can see a process of continuous challenge and response. Even in the blessed environment of the fertile river valley, they had to experience trials of periodic floods and foreign invasions. However, they did not yield, but fought against these challenges and further developed their civilization. They constructed irrigation systems to control floods, and developed powerful military forces and governing systems to counter foreign invasions. In this dynamic process, humanity cultivated problem-solving abilities and innovative thinking, which became the driving force, leading to the continuous development of civilization. Many of the conveniences of civilization we enjoy today are directly or indirectly connected to the legacy of Mesopotamian civilization. Living in cities, receiving protection of law, communicating through writing, measuring time, and utilizing mathematics, all these everyday acts are the fruits of seeds first planted by the Mesopotamians. Thanks to their pioneering efforts and wisdom, we are able to live in today's civilized society. Mesopotamian civilization is more than just an ancient archaeological site. It is the massive root of human civilization and an eternal source of inspiration. Through their wisdom, inventions, and the process of civilizational development, we can learn from the past and gain valuable lessons for understanding the future. Even at this moment, new discoveries are constantly being made at Mesopotamian archaeological sites, reminding us once again of the mystery and greatness of ancient civilization. I'm already filled with anticipation about what other amazing facts will be revealed. The story of this great civilization will continue to be explored and researched and will exist like an eternally shining star in human history. I express deep respect for the wisdom and passion of the ancient Mesopotamians, and the amazing achievements they accomplished, and hope this becomes an opportunity to reflect once again on how greatly all of this influences our lives today. The true beginning of human civilization, Mesopotamia, their story will be remembered forever. Thank you so much for watching.